We are so glad to have you. Um, I'm Erin, and I'm here with the incredible Amanda. We are part of the Level Up Creators and Level Up Creators School team. I'm the Director of Operations, and Amanda Northcutt is our CEO. And it is so great to have you. Amanda, how is your day going?
Oh, it's going good. It's moving quickly. I'm headed on a big vacation on Saturday. So everybody that's tried to wrap up work for a 2-week vacation can understand that the situation. I'm excited, but busy.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be. We're gonna miss you while you're gone, but we got this,
We do.
and
You
it's
really
gonna
do.
be
And Natalie will be
okay.
here, right? You're doing this with Natalie?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, I think we're gonna do I think maybe some videos for
Awesome.
in place of the lives while you're gone, so
Great.
that nobody misses a beat, and we're leveling up even as you're enjoying yourself in Europe. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Love it.
Okay, so we're going to jump in. Last week's newsletter was all about tofu and top of funnel and all of that. And I'm going to drop the link to our newsletter into the chat right now before I forget, because I feel like this whole time we'll be talking about newsletter this, newsletter that, and we should probably give you a link to that so that you can follow along and sign up for that if you'd like to. Um, Okay, so actually, before we jump in really quick, I want to say that we are um, we are two parts of a business, right? We have Level Up Creators, which is a done for you white glove consulting firm, and then our second part is Level Up Creator School, and that is a global group of thought leaders and helping them build businesses with a done for you or done with you model. Creator School includes access to our consulting team and our methodology in a way that can be used and reserved exclusively for our consulting clients. So, did I get that right? Would
Yeah.
you
Consulting
change?
is done for you. Yeah. And
Yeah,
Creator School is done with you. Yes.
yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so we talked about tofu. Amanda, can you explain to us top of funnel tofu and why it's crucial for creators to focus on this stage in their marketing efforts?
Yeah. So just to be clear, we are not talking about the soy-based food product tofu, although it is spelled the same. Tofu is just a silly acronym for top of funnel, and there is also MOFU and BOFU for middle of funnel and bottom of funnel, respectively. So all very silly business terms that are easy to remember. So top of funnel strategies. This is where you cast the widest net in order to acquire followers, essentially. Middle of the funnel is where we get into email list building, which, as y'all probably know, if you've heard literally anything we've said, we're really, really, really big on because your top of funnel strategies, again, focus on the following. And that is like more of a borrowed audience because you don't have these folks' email addresses and you don't have like permission to take up that little slice of real estate in their inbox. So, but top of funnel is important because it precedes usually middle of funnel. So, top of funnel sources are many, and I'm just going to give a few examples here. But hosting a podcast attracts top of funnel listeners, followers. Being a guest on someone else's podcast attracts people to the top of your funnel. Again, any manner of like social media interaction that you're having on any platforms you participate on, those are top of funnel attraction strategies. Paid advertising, top of funnel. Partner marketing can serve as top of funnel resource. So it's like first impression. It can be summarized as that. So it's kind of like your business's first impression or your personal brand's first impression to the group of people who are your customer persona, those who need the solutions to the painful, pervasive problems that you are solving through the products, services, and activities of your business. And that's kind of the overview.
Yeah, yeah. So, what are some of the most effective strategies that you've seen for attracting a wide audience at the top of funnels? And do you have any good examples for us?
Mm. I can't think of like examples off the top of my head, but of like specific campaigns. I'm sure I could in just a minute. But our favorite top of funnel strategies are the most effective and they're also the most difficult. Like most effort, most reward kind of a situation. Like nothing comes easy. There's no such thing as a free lunch. If you have the fortunate situation of having acquired a massive social media following, which many of you have, that's great. That's awesome. Then we want to start kind of like farming that top of funnel those social media followers, right? Those people that are sitting at the top of your funnel, we need to enable them to go down to the next step, to the middle of the funnel, the email list. So social media, obviously leveraging the algorithm, influencer marketing, like there's all manner of paid strategies that go along with social media. And part of partner marketing can be a huge piece of social media marketing. We are finding partner marketing to beat the algorithm, to beat paid, where you are finding people in your ecosystem. So these are other individual thought leaders with personal brand businesses or other businesses who are targeting the same type of person as you, the same customer persona, but they're not competing directly with you, right? They have a tangentially related business and maybe a complementary business even, which can be a great um, place to build a partnership. But partner marketing can consist of anything you could dream up, depending on the marketing motions that you do and your partner in marketing does. And so, being a guest on someone's podcast, doing a newsletter swap, swapping newsletter ads, swapping newsletter or social media posts, or co, writing a post together, or doing a video together. I mean, all the way
Yeah.
through like co-creating products together. There's no limit, there's no rules, there's no boundaries. It's just whatever makes sense for both you and the other party. Um, but those, again, they are the most effortful. But just like in the real world, in real life, IRL, outside of this like digital sphere, if I'm having coffee with a girlfriend, or I'm on a walk with a girlfriend or something like that, and I'm asking for a recommendation for what they thought of a new restaurant in town, or this, boutique or something like that, and they tell me like, oh man, it was amazing. You have to go there. You have to eat this, or you have to go there and you have to talk to this personal stylist, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to go do that. Right. And so what we want to do is take those word of mouth, in person, in real life, um, relational kind of handoffs, and take them into our digital ecosystems. And if someone is following your partner in marketing, right, in whatever this partner marketing situation is, they probably know, trust, and like that person. They've been following them for a while. And so they are exponentially more likely to latch on to and act on a recommendation from that creator or that business. And so that is such a powerful form of leverage in driving leads, and not just top of funnel leads, but middle of funnel and bottom of funnel leads. And so you can kind of cover a lot of bases with partner marketing, but it is extraordinarily effortful. But man, is it worth it? It is so worth it. So
Yeah. So in this top of funnel phase, what are common mistakes that you see creators making when they're trying to attract an audience at this age, and how would you avoid them?
yeah, so guessing or making uninformed decisions or plays, especially in paid spend. And so I'm really into running low risk experiments that have the opportunity to yield medium to high rewards. And so we don't like jump in and go, all into the deep end. And I'm going to do a $15,000 campaign on LinkedIn, and I'm going to boost these posts and do these ads. Like, whoa, let's run a $2,500 experiment over the course of a month. That's, pits two ads against each other. We're going to track the performance of each on like every 5 days and make adjustments to the campaign. And then we're going to look at the results, do a retrospective, and make the next best decision about the next $2,500 or $5,000 spend, or whatever the case may be. And so if you can go back to like sixth grade science and create a hypothesis and to design an experiment that is low risk to you and that is measurable, that's very, very important. You can measure the success or lack thereof of the actions that you take in your business. Because ultimately, once you have funnels in place, you have your product ladder in place, you've designed this customer journey, it's thoughtfully connected with marketing automation, your job as a business owner and thought leader is conversion optimization. I mean, it's just a game of like looking at the quantitative numbers. You have to look at the qualitative stuff, like feedback from customers as well. That's important. But I place about 70 to 80% importance on like the hard numbers, definitive numbers. Um, and you can go in with a high degree of just incisiveness and know like where people are falling out of your funnel, where you need to fix things. So that's kind of what it comes down to at the end of the day. But how that relates back to top of funnel strategies is you want to make sure that your efforts are working toward acquiring the right audience. So the people that you are best positioned to serve based on the information that you are most passionate about online, which is probably Again, the middle of that 2-circle Venn diagram of what your passion, expertise, and experience are. So right in the middle, you're sharing information about that. You've attracted people who are interested in that. And then the products and services that you actually sell for real money are solving painful, pervasive problems that are unique to that specific group of people who are keen to pay attention to you. So don't go all in, run low risk experiments, and make sure that you are targeting the right people at the right time in the right way.
Do you have any recommendations for tools at this stage, or any like software that you think stands out far beyond the rest?
Um, other than the issues we had with Riverside this morning, I think, lives are a good top of funnel strategy as well. And so we, for instance, our top of funnel strategy kind of rolls out from workshops in Creator School and also our podcast. And so we take fodder for our newsletters from those two places, from workshops and our podcast interviews, and then social media content and lives roll down from the topics of our newsletter that week. And we have kind of a whole system for that. And so the tech stack that we use to support part of that is going to be, we record a video podcast on Riverside that goes up on YouTube, and we use opus.pro, opus.pro, to slice and dice our podcasts and workshops into clips. We grab the transcript from either Riverside or Opus, and then we can use that transcript to develop all manner of additional content. And we can zoom in on a piece of content and like significantly elaborate on it, or we can pull up and be like, here's the 35,000 foot view of what this looks like. What we're talking about today for top of funnel strategies is kind of like a 35,000 foot view. Now we've zoomed down to about 5,000 feet to talk about tools, but riverside.fm, opus.pro, transistor.fm is our podcast, like audio only dissemination tool. What else am I missing? We're using Notion. Oh, Notion. Our whole business runs on Notion, like the whole thing.
So like the back and forth between different members of our team. So if you have multiple members on your team that are helping you create and get content scheduled, somewhere an organization hub of sorts is kind of needed. Yep, we use Tacleo. We also use Content Studios too, depending on what platform you're posting on. So Tacleo is really just for LinkedIn. And so if you're extremely all in on LinkedIn, or that's where you're wanting the growth in the next year, that's a really great tool to invest in. If you're looking for a great tool for scheduling across different social media platforms, Content Studios is really great. It kind of has every kind of bell and whistle you would want between like analytics, and they also have, for like, I think it's like $7 or $10 a month, you can add like a competitor research analytic tool where you can track certain competitors on Facebook or Instagram, which is really important for some people. So they kind of have a bunch of different things there too. So that's important for our top of funnel scheduling, at least.
Yeah, and we have this huge proprietary metrics dashboard as well that shows like the linear bow tie funnel customer journey, all of our top of funnel sources through each of our funnels. So it's very easy to know what the heck is going on and where we need to pay extra special attention to, as we're doing like monthly and quarterly planning and things like that. And then we do use ChatGPT as well. We are not publishing ChatGPT generated content, just to be clear, and I would not advise anyone to do that at this point, but using ChatGPT as a thought partner for outlines, to do copy editing, and checking for grammar and spelling and things like that, and clarity can be very, very helpful. But we're writing in-house for sure, but we are leveraging ChatGPT to what we know to be, in our business at least, kind of its highest and best use at this point. But that is not finished human sounding content at this point. So.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Unleash your power. I'm just kidding. Not here. In Level Up Creator School, I was talking about the importance of like going back and analyzing your content. Like, how did your content do top of funnel wise? And how can you it kind of surprised me, the amount of creators that don't actually analyze how they just are like, I'm creating content and I'm putting it out, and sometimes it does well, sometimes it doesn't, and I just keep making more. And it's just like, go back and look at what did well
Yeah.
and go further and look at like some of your ecosystem partners or even competitors and see what does well for them and
Mm-hmm.
maybe make some content on a similar topic or your specific view of that topic. And so I think like there is a huge opportunity for growth in the creative realm of like go back and see what went well for you and try to figure out why it went well and then repeat and replicate that. So
Yes.
you, yeah, yeah, mind blowing. So if you take anything away from this live, analyze what you're doing. Um, Talking about analyzing and measuring, what are some things for top of funnel that people should keep their eyes on?
Yeah. So how your posts, like number of post impressions and then engagement rate, so likes, comments, shares, and kind of a combination of those numbers. um oh, but before I forget, another top of funnel strategy, especially since like we're talking on LinkedIn, um commenting on other people in your ecosystem on their posts, engaging, sharing, things like that. It's all very important for visibility, and being like in that top 5 comments for the top like influencers in your niche. That's a great way to get additional exposure, so I don't want to overlook that as well. I totally forgot your question. What was your question?
What metrics should people be
Oh,
keeping an eye
metrics.
on for top of funnel? Yeah.
Yeah. So, podcast downloads are really helpful. Even the number of reviews and how many stars of reviews you're getting on your podcast. We keep track of like partner guest appearances. I speak in like other communities, on pretty much like weekly basis, or get interviewed on a weekly basis for a publication or something like that. And so we keep track of those, and then the performance of those. We use UTM codes. So these are like special URLs, where you can track the performance of your ads at a more granular level, especially on platforms where tracking is not necessarily like natively built in, especially if you're doing like a partner marketing swap or something like that. You want to make sure that you're very clear on the exact amount of traffic that you drove to your lead magnet landing page, for instance, from this partner marketing effort. And so, link clicks, like number of clicks and page views, and then making sure that you are attributing the correct sources of traffic from the right place. It's called marketing attribution. That can be very difficult, but using UTM codes religiously is a very helpful shortcut to get you there.
Yeah. Yep. Do you have any parting shot, any last nugget of wisdom for us before we go?
I like your nugget of wisdom a lot. Honestly, it's like follow the numbers, understand what the numbers mean, and then make adjustments based on what the numbers are telling you. So don't just like keep throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. Like throw some things at the wall, see what stuck or didn't stick, figure out why, and then try and repeat that process. So what you said.
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, well, thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow us for more tips and insights on building a successful recurring revenue business. We are going to be posting some tips on middle of the funnel next week. So follow Amanda on LinkedIn if you want more of those. We will see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.